Welcome back to another Arsenal report, and we have Real Madrid's second leg semifinal on Wednesday, and I'm not worried at all. 3-0 going away to the Bernabeu. They're closing it. The roof, the fans are up for it. The players are posting like crazy. Biggest comeback ever they're talking about. No. Arsenal haven't given up 3 goals in a match since 79 matches ago. They have not conceded 3 goals in a match for 79 matches. And even if we did concede 3 goals in this match on Wednesday, that doesn't even guarantee we're out. It's actually still more likely we will win, considering we will, I think, score a goal against this Real Madrid team just because they're going to be on the front foot so much. I think we'll get out in the counterattack the way we did against Brentford and go out and score a goal. There's not a chance we go out to Real Madrid. I will eat my words if I'm wrong about this, but I'm not concerned. I mean, yes, when the match starts, I'm going to get all nervous and tight the way we all do watching, but level-headed right now, it's Monday, April 14th at 1:36 p.m. Being level-headed right now, there is no chance that Arsenal get knocked out by Real Madrid in the Champions League. We are going to be moving on to the semifinal. We have this team right where we want them. The key was going to be going up 2-0 going to the Bernabeu, and we got the extra goal. There's not a world in which we get knocked out on Wednesday to this Real Madrid side. They're not playing their best football at the moment. They're not playing well at all this year, really, in the league. Ancelotti's had a very, very tough time. They're without Camavinga, but Tchouaméni is back, so he'll replace him. Modric just doesn't have the legs anymore to do it. I mean, he's amazing, but I think in the Champions League, starting at the beginning of the match doesn't do a whole lot for him. Dani Ceballos is coming back into the team. That doesn't worry me at all. And from the Arsenal standpoint, you just have Jakub Kiwior, who continues to grow in confidence, as I spoke about on the last video, continues to get better and better every single week, who's made Saliba even better on the ball, more composed. You have the likes of Timber and Saka getting more and more fit, Martinelli getting more fit. The team is right where they want to be, and they are going to cruise to victory over Real Madrid. But there is one matter of injury issues that will change the way that this team potentially lines up against Real Madrid on Wednesday, because Jorginho, as we saw, subbed off on the weekend with some sort of chest rib injury, having trouble breathing. I think we've seen his last match for Arsenal. He is definitely not playing against Real Madrid, already been ruled out. And then Thomas Partey, who picked up a slight niggle in his calf or in his thigh or in his groin, somewhere in his leg. He's a big question mark for the match against Real Madrid. And should Thomas Partey not be available, it really only leaves us with one midfield option. I know it's crazy, but it's going to mean taking Declan Rice out of that position where he was so dominant against Real Madrid in the first leg, and you never want to do that. If we could go out with that same 11, I think that would be the plan. But without Thomas Partey, you're going to have to let Declan Rice come back into the 6, our deepest midfielder, and Merino as that left 8, meaning it'll be a Trossard, Martinelli, and Saka front 3. And listen, it's not the biggest detriment that might be the case. I think it would be nice to have Declan Rice in that preferred position, or at least the way he's preferred to play so far this year. But you can't take the risk of playing Partey and he's not at 100%, or losing him for the rest of the year. You're 3-0 up. I'm not starting Thomas Partey no matter what, unless this isn't really an injury at all. I mean, the reports make it seem like he was brought off with an injury Saturday and that he's being monitored closely, and we know with his injury history that he is very likely to re-aggravate that. So in an ideal world, we don't see Thomas Partey at all in this Real Madrid match, and we will see Rice at the 6 with Merino as that 8 in a bit of a double pivot. And it'll work fine because you have Timber and Miles Lewis-Skelly as your right and left backs, and the team is ready to go. But if Partey is available, I'm going Partey at the 6, obviously. Declan Rice back at the 8 and going with that same lineup, although it hasn't necessarily worked great with Trossard as the number 9 most recently. I think in this match, we're going to be really out on the transition, and to have Trossard actually as the 9 instead of Merino probably gives us an advantage, because his ability to finish is the kind of stuff that you need in the Champions League, especially to take on Real Madrid, who will have all of the FIFA and UEFA voodoo magic going for them that they always seem to have. And since I'm so confident that Arsenal will be going on to the semifinal, the question is, would fans rather play PSG or Aston Villa? And if you just look at this, your first thought is you'd rather play Aston Villa, but I could not disagree more. Aston Villa and Unai Emery have given Mikel Arteta headaches for the last 3 years. They have. They have been one of the toughest opponents for us to face, outside of Fulham, maybe Brentford. Those 3 teams have been the ones that have been our bogey teams for a couple of years now. And it's because of that mid-block they play. They're super well drilled. They beat us on the counterattack. Ollie Watkins, an extremely, extremely gifted finisher. And they just kind of sit and wait for their opportunity. Whereas I think PSG will do what Madrid tried to do, which is try and play with us. And I don't think there are many teams in the world who have the ability to try and come out and play against us and get a result. That's why I'd rather play PSG. I don't even think it's a question. Yes, Desiree Doué, Kvara, let's just stick with that because I'm not going to try and pronounce his crazy-ass Georgian last name. Like, yes, those two players have so much magic in their boots, and they can kill us at any given moment. But I just trust our structure against them. Look at what we did to Real Madrid. I think we have a much, much better chance against PSG. Yes, this is a different team than we played in the group stages, or the league stages, they call it now, the Champions League, where we dominated PSG. But nonetheless, I'd much rather play them. I think Aston Villa and Unai Emery knows how to play in Europe. He's had incredible success in Europe everywhere he's gone. I'd so much rather play PSG. I don't even think it's a question. They're up 2-1 going into that second leg. We'll all should be rooting for PSG to go through so that we have the best chance of making the final because, to be honest, I back us right now to win the Champions League. I would say we're the odds-on favorite to win the Champions League at this moment with the opportunity to play either PSG or Aston Villa and find ourselves in Munich on May 31st. I just don't see... The only other team I think could beat us is Inter Milan because they're a more advanced Aston Villa, a nasty mid-block with unbelievable ability to get out on the break and win games. So I think it's going to be Arsenal and Inter in the Champions League final in May. We'll come back to that after Wednesday when we officially have beaten Real Madrid. And lastly, big rumors coming out of Germany that Kingsley Coman will be leaving Bayern Munich this summer, and Arsenal are heavily interested. There's also reports of some Saudi Arabian clubs being interested, but to me, Kingsley Coman is nowhere near the kind of player that we need. This is not a player with extreme output. He's never reached 10 goals in all competitions. He's only reached over 10 assists in league play once in his career. He's already 28. He's been playing lots of minutes since he's 19. And yes, he's won everywhere he's gone. He scored a massive goal in the Champions League final for Bayern Munich to win the Champions League in that COVID year. I don't think Kingsley Coman's not a great player. He's an extraordinary player. He's a great luxury player to have who can play off either wing. Obviously, incredible pace, has nice goals in him here and there. But the wages, the fee for a player who's not adding... We need to be adding players who are going to add 15 goal contributions in the league next year. 2 players who are going to do that. And Kingsley Coman has never done that in his career in the Bundesliga. So I can't imagine he is the right signing for us in any regard at Arsenal. And these are the types of signings that Arsenal have stayed away from since Mikel Arteta came in. The idea of these stopgap players. You look at Raheem Sterling, sure. That's a loan last minute. I mean, it made no sense, and I don't think that was a good idea, but no long-term agreement there. Kingsley Coman, you're likely to go sign him and then be stuck with him and let him go on a free in 4 years when he's on 250 to 300K wages, and nobody wants a 30-year-old Kingsley Coman who's always injured. I think this is one of those links that comes from the Bayern side of things, trying to get the fee to go up. I don't think Arsenal are actually even interested in Kingsley Coman. From my sources, I've heard nothing about that. Leroy Sané, I know we always are keeping tabs on, but Kingsley Coman, as far as I'm concerned, no real truth behind those rumors. I don't believe those rumors are going to last very long, but he is being linked right now with Arsenal. I would be staying away this summer from Kingsley Coman. And let's go beat Real Madrid. Let's handle it. Let's win both legs. 5-0 total over the 2 legs would be incredible, but let's just get through on to the next round of the Champions League. Thanks so much for watching Arsenal Report. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We are posting at least 5 days a week, if not more, post-match reactions, transfer rumors, analysis, everything Arsenal right here on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button. Give us a like. Comment down below what you'd like me to talk about on any given day. I'll always listen to the fans. And thanks so much for watching.